Have you ever felt like your soul has lived more than your years? Not in the sense of reincarnation, but in the quiet echoes of your heart, lessons you didn't learn, but somehow know? In Islam, we don't believe souls return to live again. But the Qur'an tells us in Surah Al-Mu'minun, 23:99-100, that when the soul reaches death, it begs to go back, not to relive, but to redeem. What if? The last digit of your birth year held a symbolic message, not superstition, but a spiritual fingerprint, a sign from Allah of the legacy your soul carries. This isn't magic, this is reflection. It's the wisdom of ayat, of real stories, of patterns written in your timeline. And in a world that's more distracted, anxious, and spiritually disconnected than ever, maybe now is the time to remember the soul behind the self. Stay till the end and discover what your birth year might reveal through Islamic wisdom. This might just reflect something your soul is trying to tell you. Comment below with your birth year and what resonated with you. I'll reply with a personalized insight. Let's be clear. Islam rejects the idea of reincarnation. We are born once, we die once, and we are resurrected once. But what does live on is legacy. We don't inherit just names or land. We inherit emotional, spiritual, and psychological echoes from those who came before us. The Qur'an, 14:24, says, "A good word is like a good tree, firmly rooted, and its branches reach to the sky." What was planted by your ancestors may be growing inside you today. And the last digit of your birth year? It's not fate. It's a symbol, a whisper from the unseen, pointing to the spiritual burden or blessing your soul was born carrying. Real story. A boy in Gaza, born in 2012, hides under rubble with a calm that shocks rescuers. That strength? It mirrors his grandfather's during the 1948 Nakba, displaced but unbroken. His soul isn't repeating a life, it's completing a legacy. Think of the last digit of your birth year like a symbol, your soul's coded whisper about the legacy you carry. Have you ever felt like you've lived parts of your ancestors' struggles? Share your story. Digit 0. The Reformer. If your birth year ends in 0, you may have been born to end what others were afraid to confront. 0 is the number of closure and rebirth. Your soul might carry the mission of a cycle breaker, ending patterns of addiction, generational trauma, injustice, or ignorance. In the Quran, Prophet Ibrahim, Ais, shattered the idols of his people, Surah Al-Anbiya 21:52-67, refusing to follow blind tradition. His rebellion wasn't for rebellion's sake. It was rooted in divine truth. Today, young women in Iran remove the hijab, not always from clarity, but often from deep inherited pain. Reform without reflection becomes noise, but true reformers? They clear the noise and plant something cleaner in its place. You weren't made to conform. You were born to reset. If your birth year ends in 0, you're a cycle breaker. Ask yourself, what am I meant to end? Are you facing pressure to follow what no longer serves your soul? Drop it if this spoke to you. Digit 1, the Seeker. If your birth year ends in 1, your soul may be marked by a deep yearning to search, to uncover what lies beneath the surface. Sunrise 1 is the number of new beginnings. You carry the energy of a pathfinder, a truth seeker, someone who questions comfort to find clarity. In Surah Al-Kahf, 18:10-26, a group of youth fled a corrupt society to protect their faith. They chose a cave over conformity, silence over survival. Today, we see a wave of reverts in the West, leaving behind careers, relationships, and lifestyles to embrace a truth that calls to their soul, not their ego. You weren't made to fit in. You were made to follow truth, even when it leads you into unknown places. You're not lost. You're led. You weren't made to fit in. If your year ends in 1, you're a soul destined to seek. Have you ever left a job, a belief, or a relationship just to be closer to truth? Tell me. Digit 2, the healer. If your birth year ends in 2, your soul may be shaped by compassion, duality, and emotional depth. You are the type of person who feels everything and everyone. But your pain, it wasn't given to break you. It was given to transform you. In the Qur'an, Prophet Musa, a.s., asked Allah to send his brother Harun, a.s., with him. Strengthen me with him and let him share my task. Surah Taha 20:25-36. Together, they became a team of healing for the oppressed. In modern times, doctors in Sudan risk their lives during conflict, not just to treat wounds, but to honor their people's dignity. They are not just doctors. They are ancestral healing in human form. If your year ends in 2, you may carry wounds that don't belong to you, because you were born to heal what others couldn't. If your year ends in 2, you may carry your ancestors' wounds, but you're here to heal. Who do you feel responsible to heal? Yourself, your parents, or the world? Type healing begins if this is you. Digit 3, the storyteller. If your birth year ends in 3, your soul may carry the gift of memory, language, and truth. You weren't just born to speak, you were born to preserve. 3s often feel a strong pull to tell stories, to express the pain, love, and dreams of those who came before. You may find yourself writing, creating, or simply remembering what others forget. In the Qur'an, Surah Yusuf is a story within a story. Yusuf, as, didn't just live a profound life. He interpreted dreams, carried symbols, and made meaning from pain. Indeed, in their stories is a lesson. Qur'an 12:111. Today, Palestinian poets in exile write verses their grandparents whispered in camps. Their words aren't just poetry, they're resistance, memory, and identity. If your year ends in 3, your voice may be the only thread keeping the past alive. 3s were born to tell truths others fear to say. What story do you feel was passed down to you? Who's listening? Digit 4, the builder. If your birth year ends in 4, you carry the soul of a builder. Patient, practical, and purpose-driven. 4s don't crave fame. They crave foundation, to leave behind something that lasts longer than they do. In the Qur'an, Prophet Nuh as was commanded to build an ark. Even as people mocked him, he stayed steady. Build the ship under our eyes and our inspiration. Surah Hud 11:37. It wasn't just a boat. It was hope in wood and nails. Today, after earthquakes in Morocco, it's the youth, some still teenagers, who mix cement and clear rubble to rebuild their own homes. No complaints, just action. Their hands tell the story of silent strength. If your year ends in 4, you may feel unseen, but what you build will speak for you long after you're gone. You don't rush. You create legacies. If your year ends in 4, your strength is in structure. Do you feel you're always building for others? Say, I build because I believe, if this is you. Digit 5, the warrior. If your birth year ends in 5, your soul may carry the scars and strength of spiritual warfare, not always with weapons, sometimes with faith, silence, or courage. 5s are born into resistance, always facing pressure, always rising again. They walk with inner conflict, but also divine resilience. In the Qur'an, Talut led a small group to face Jalut's mighty army, Surah Al-Baqarah 2:47-51. The odds were impossible, yet faith won. Today, Afghan girls risk their lives running underground schools, fighting ignorance with pens and oppression with light. They may be hidden, but they are warriors of knowledge. If your year ends in 5, you may feel your life is one long fight. But that's not weakness, it's your training. If your year ends in 5, your soul knows the battlefield, even if it's emotional or spiritual. Type, "My struggle has purpose," if this sounds like your story. Digit 6, the nurturer. If your birth year ends in 6, you are likely born with a soft heart and a strong spine. 6 is the number of nurture, home, and harmony. But don't mistake gentleness for weakness. Your love is a shield, your presence a fortress. In Surah Maryam, Maryam endured rejection, loneliness, and labor pains beneath a palm tree, yet Allah honored her silence and strength. Qur'an 19. Grieve not. 1924. Even her tears were a form of worship. Today, single mothers in Gaza boil tea and soothe babies while bombs fall nearby. They don't yell. They wrap pain in lullabies. If your year ends in 6, your soul was sent to protect, hold, and heal, even when no one thanks you. If your year ends in 6, your love is your resistance. Does your nurturing nature feel like both a blessing and a burden? Say, "My love protects," below. Digit 7, the visionary. If your birth year ends in 7, you walk through life with eyes wide open, seeing beyond the surface. 7 is the number of vision, intuition, and hidden truths. You sense what others miss and dream of possibilities unseen. Prophet Ibrahim had a profound vision. He dreamt of sacrifice, surrender, and trust. Qur'an 37:102. His faith was rooted in seeing beyond the immediate into the divine plan. Today, some of the brightest minds in tech are turning back to God after AI revealed the limits of human control. Their creations opened their eyes to a fragile world and a higher power. If your year ends in 7, your soul carries the gift and burden of seeing what many deny. 7 see what others deny. What's your vision trying to show you? Comment, "I see more," if you've always felt too deep for this world. Digit 8, the judge. If your birth year ends in 8, your soul carries a deep sense of justice and moral clarity. You often wrestle with what is right and cannot ignore injustice around you. 8 is the number of judgment and balance. In the Qur'an, Prophet Sulaiman, a.s., was granted divine wisdom to judge fairly between people and even animals. Surah Al-Anbiya 21:78-79. His legacy is not just power, but responsibility. Today, lawyers and activists defend those unjustly imprisoned worldwide, often at great personal risk. They carry the burden of truth, even when it's costly. If your year ends in 8, your soul won't rest until fairness is served. If your year ends in 8, your soul can't rest in the face of injustice. Do you feel cursed with awareness? Say, "I can't unsee," if this feels real. Digit 9, the old soul. If your birth year ends in 9, your soul may be one of the oldest, worn, wise, and carrying weight beyond your years. 9 marks the end of a cycle, the culmination of lessons, the bearer of hidden wisdom. Sometimes you feel like you've lived lifetimes before this one. In the Qur'an, Luqman imparts timeless wisdom to his son, teaching patience, gratitude, and mindfulness. Surah Luqman 31. His advice transcends generations. Today, teenagers in war zones speak like elders, trauma and hardship aging their souls before their time. They carry wisdom no child should have to bear. If your year ends in 9, you may carry wisdom you don't remember learning, but others sense it deeply. If your year ends in 9, you may carry wisdom you don't remember learning. Do others come to you for guidance even when you feel lost yourself? Say, "I carry time," if that's true. Final call to action. Your birth year's last digit is not destiny, but a door. Open it with Dhikr, reflection, and sincere du'as. Remember, this is about your inner lineage, the spiritual legacy you carry beyond your family name. May Allah Al-Alim, the All-Knowing, guide you to what you sometimes forget about yourself. If this message opened your heart, don't scroll without sharing it. Someone else may need to remember who they really are. Which digit was yours, and what part hit your soul the hardest? Let's talk in the comments. I read everyone.